grew dull and silent. The enchanted grove was slowly being enveloped by an ominous darkness. Elara knew that if the starflower's magic was not restored, the entire forest would be lost. She decided to seek out the starflower and use its power to save the forest. But finding the starflower was no easy task. It was hidden deep within the forest, protected by ancient enchantments. Before setting off, Elara sought the counsel of her old friend, a wise owl named Oliver. Oliver was known for his vast knowledge and his ability to see things others could not. Elara, Oliver hooted softly, to find the starflower, you must follow the path of light that leads to the moonlit glade. There, you will find clues that will guide you to the starflower's location. But beware, for the path is fraught with challenges and illusions. With Oliver's guidance, Elara embarked on her journey. She followed the path of light, which was faint and flickering due to the encroaching darkness. As she ventured deeper into the forest, she encountered her first challenge, a wide river with a rickety bridge that was almost completely obscured by the shadowy mist. Elara carefully made her way across the bridge, using her staff to steady herself. As she reached the other side, she noticed a series of glowing symbols etched into the trees. The symbols seemed to point the way towards the moonlit glade. As she continued her journey, Elara entered a serene, moonlit meadow. The light of the moon illuminated the area, and she saw a beautiful, shimmering pool at the center of the meadow. The pool reflected the light of the stars, creating a mesmerizing dance of light and shadow. At the edge of the pool, Elara found a mysterious stone pedestal with an ancient inscription. The inscription read, "In the heart of the forest, where the moonlight gleams, seek the starflower, where magic dreams. Follow the path of dreams so bright, and the starflower's light will guide you through the night." Elara understood that the inscription was a riddle, and she needed to follow the path of dreams. She looked around the meadow and noticed a trail of glowing petals leading into the forest. These petals seemed to shimmer with the light of the stars. Following the trail, Elara found herself in a mystical grove filled with mist and shimmering lights. The air was filled with soft, haunting music. At the center of the grove stood a majestic, ancient tree with branches that seemed to reach out to the stars. As Elara approached the tree, she saw a beautiful, luminescent flower growing at its base. The flower's petals glowed with the light of the stars, and its heart was a brilliant, shimmering gem. Elara realized that this was the starflower she had been searching for. But as she reached out to touch the starflower, a dark, shadowy figure emerged from the mist. It was Mulvadair, the sorcerer who had cast the spell over the enchanted grove. His eyes were cold and his voice echoed with malice. "You think you can take the starflower from me?" Mulvadair sneered. "Its power is mine to control, and you are too late to stop me." Elara stood her ground, her heart filled with determination. The starflower's magic belongs to the forest and its people. I will not let you use it for your own dark purposes. Mulvadair unleashed a wave of dark magic, but Elara, drawing strength from the starflower's light, countered his attacks with her own magic. The battle was fierce, but Elara's bravery and the starflower's radiant glow gradually weakened Mulvadair's dark magic. As the light of the starflower grew stronger, Mulvadair's shadowy form began to dissipate. With a final burst of light, Elara banished the sorcerer from the grove. The dark clouds that had shrouded the enchanted grove began to lift, and the vibrant colors and melodies of the forest returned. Elara carefully picked the starflower and held it high. Its light spread throughout the forest, restoring its magic and beauty. The trees regained their shimmer, the flowers bloomed with new vitality, and the river sparkled with renewed brilliance. The creatures of the enchanted grove gathered around Elara, their faces filled with gratitude and joy. Oliver, the wise owl, flew down to join them. "You have done it, Elara," Oliver hooted proudly. "You have saved the forest and restored its magic. The starflower's light will continue to shine as a beacon of hope and harmony." Elara smiled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. The enchanted grove thrived once more, its magic stronger than ever. She returned to her cottage, where she continued to care for the forest and its inhabitants with love and wisdom. And so, the tale of Elara and the Starflower became a cherished legend in the Enchanted Grove, a story of bravery, magic, and the light that shines within every heart. And thus, the story of the Starflower and the Enchanted Forest was told for generations, a reminder that even in the darkest times, the light of courage and kindness can restore the magic of the world. Once upon a time, in a realm where the night sky was always adorned with a tapestry of twinkling stars, there lay a hidden valley called Moonvale. Moonvale was a place of serene beauty, where luminous flowers glowed under the moonlight, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of night-blooming blossoms. At the heart of Moonvale stood a majestic silver tree known as the Moonstone Tree, whose branches bore shimmering fruits known as moonstones. These stones were said to hold magical melodies that could heal, bring peace, and reveal hidden truths. In the village of Larkspur, just beyond the borders of Moonvale, lived a young girl named Lyra. Lyra was known for her extraordinary musical talent. Her voice could enchant the birds, and her harp could make the trees sway with joy. She often dreamed of visiting Moonvale and discovering the secrets of the Moonstone Tree. One night, a sudden and mysterious darkness began to spread across the land, casting shadows over the once bright village and causing crops to wilt. The villagers grew anxious, and whispers of a curse began to spread. Desperate to save her home and uncover the source of the darkness, Lyra decided to embark on a journey to Moonvale, believing that the Moonstone Tree held the key to restoring light and harmony. Under the light of the full moon, Lyra set off towards Moonvale. Her path was illuminated by the soft glow of fireflies and the distant twinkling of stars. As she approached the edge of Moonvale, she encountered a wise old fox named Fenwick, who guarded the entrance to the valley. "Welcome, brave traveler," Fenwick said. "To enter Moonvale and approach the Moonstone Tree, you must prove that you seek the light with a pure heart and noble intentions. You must first solve a riddle." Fenwick's riddle was, "I can be cracked, made, told, and played. What am I?" Lyra thought for a moment, then replied, "A joke." Fenwick's eyes sparkled with approval. "You have answered correctly. The path to Moonvale is open." As Lyra ventured deeper into the valley, she arrived at a crystal-clear lake known as the Mirror Lake. The surface of the lake reflected not just her image but the true essence of her heart. The guardian of the lake, a graceful swan named Celine, awaited her. To cross the Mirror Lake, Celine said, "You must show that your heart is as pure as the waters of the lake. Share with me your deepest hope and the reason you seek the Moonstone Tree." Lyra gazed at her reflection in the lake and spoke with sincerity. "My village is shrouded in darkness, and I seek the Moonstone Tree to find the melody that can bring light and restore peace. I hope to heal my home and bring joy back to the hearts of my people." Celine nodded in understanding. "Your heart is true. The way across the lake is yours to follow." Celine waved her wings, and stepping stones emerged from the lake, leading Lyra safely across. She continued her journey, guided by the shimmering light of the moonstones that lined her path. At last, Lyra reached the Moonstone Tree. Its silver branches glowed with an ethereal light, and the moonstones hanging from its limbs pulsed with soft, melodious tunes. The tree's guardian, a celestial figure named Elara, appeared in a swirl of stardust. "Welcome, Lyra," Elara said with a voice like a gentle breeze. "To unlock the magic of the Moonstone Tree and restore the light, you must play a melody that resonates with the heart of the tree. Only then will the moonstones reveal their true power." Lyra took out her harp and began to play a beautiful, heartfelt melody. She played with all her love and hope, her music weaving through the air like a delicate thread of light. As the notes filled the air, the moonstones began to glow brighter, their melodies harmonizing with Lyra's music. Elara watched with approval as the darkness that had spread across the land began to recede, driven away by the light of the moonstones and the power of Lyra's melody. The Moonstone Tree shimmered with renewed brilliance, and its magic began to spread across the valley and beyond. With the Moonstone Tree restored, Lyra felt a surge of warmth and joy. She thanked Elara and made her way back to her village, carrying the essence of the moonstones with her. As she returned to Larkspur, she played the magical melody once more, and the darkness lifted from the land. The village was bathed in a soft, glowing light, and the crops began to flourish once again. The villagers rejoiced at the return of their prosperity and celebrated Lyra's bravery and musical gift. The tale of the melody of the Moonstone became a cherished story in Larkspur, a reminder of the power of hope, music, and the light that can be found even in the darkest times. And so, the Moonstone tree continued to stand at the heart of Moonvale, its melodies echoing through the night and reminding all who heard them of the magic that resides in the purest of hearts. Once upon a time, in a hidden valley surrounded by majestic mountains and whispering pines, there was a small village called Willowbrook. The village was known for its vibrant gardens, peaceful rivers, and the enchanting tales of a mystical creature that lived in the nearby glimmering forest. The creature was known as the Moonlight Unicorn, a being of great beauty and magic that only appeared under the light of the full moon. In Willowbrook lived a brave and kind-hearted young boy named Finn. Finn had always been fascinated by the stories of the Moonlight Unicorn. He had heard that the unicorn could grant a single wish to anyone who found it, but only if their heart was pure and their intentions were true. Finn dreamed of seeing the unicorn and making a wish to help his village, which had recently been struck by a mysterious drought that threatened their crops and their way of life. One night, as the full moon rose high in the sky and bathed the valley in a silvery glow, Finn decided that it was time to search for the Moonlight Unicorn. He quietly packed a small satchel with some provisions, bread, cheese, and a flask of water, and set off toward the glimmering forest, guided by the moonlight and his unwavering determination. The glimmering forest was a place of magic and wonder. The trees seemed to shimmer with an otherworldly light, and the air was filled with the soft, melodious songs of nightingales. Finn walked carefully, following the faint glow of moonlight that seemed to dance among the trees. As he ventured deeper into the forest, Finn encountered various magical creatures. He met a wise old owl named Orla, who advised him to stay on the moonlit path and follow his heart. He also crossed paths with a mischievous fox named Felix, who tried to lead him astray but was eventually charmed by Finn's kindness and decided to help him on his quest. After what felt like hours of walking, Finn reached a serene glade illuminated by the full moon. In the center of the glade stood the Moonlight Unicorn, its coat shimmering like silver and its mane flowing with a soft, radiant light. The unicorn's eyes were deep pools of wisdom and kindness, and it seemed to glow with a gentle, welcoming aura. Finn approached the unicorn with a mixture of awe and respect. He knelt down and spoke softly, "Great Moonlight Unicorn, I have come to seek your help. My village is suffering from a terrible drought, and our crops are dying. If you could grant us a wish to bring water and save our land, we would be forever grateful." The Moonlight Unicorn regarded Finn with a thoughtful gaze. "Young one, your heart is pure and your intentions are noble. But before I grant your wish, you must prove your worthiness. To do so, you must face a challenge that tests your courage and kindness." Finn nodded, ready to face whatever challenge lay ahead. The unicorn then conjured a vision of a parched riverbed that stretched across the valley. The river, once full and flowing, was now dry and cracked. "Your challenge," the unicorn said, "is to restore the flow of this river. To do so, you must find the 3 lost gems of the river's source, one of courage, one of compassion, and one of wisdom. Each gem is hidden in a different part of the forest, and you must bring them together to restore the river's magic." Finn set out on the quest to find the 3 gems. The first gem, the gem of courage, was hidden in the heart of a dark cave guarded by a fierce, shadowy beast. Finn faced his fears bravely and, with kindness and empathy, managed to calm the beast and retrieve the gem. The second gem, the gem of compassion, was hidden in a grove where a group of injured woodland creatures were in need of help. Finn tended to their wounds, offered them comfort, and earned their trust. In gratitude, they gave him the gem. The third and final gem, the gem of wisdom, was hidden atop a high mountain peak, where an ancient, wise hermit lived. The hermit tested Finn's knowledge and insight with riddles and questions. Finn answered them with honesty and understanding, and the hermit gave him the gem. With all 3 gems in hand, Finn returned to the Moonlight Unicorn. The unicorn took the gems and placed them in a special basin in the glade. As the gems were placed, they began to glow and emanate a powerful energy that flowed through the basin and into the air. the Moonlight Unicorn used the magic of the gems to restore the flow of the river. The once dry riverbed began to fill with sparkling, clear water, flowing joyfully back to the valley. Your bravery, compassion, and wisdom have restored the magic of the river, the unicorn said. You have proven yourself worthy, and your village will be blessed with abundance once more. Finn thanked the Moonlight Unicorn with all his heart and returned to Willowbrook. The villagers were overjoyed to see the river flowing again, and their crops thrived with the renewed water. The drought was a thing of the past, and the village celebrated with a grand feast in honor of Finn's bravery and the magic of the Moonlight Unicorn. From that day on, the villagers of Willowbrook remembered Finn's courage and kindness, and they cherished the river that brought life to their land. The Moonlight Unicorn continued to watch over them, a symbol of hope and the magic that lies in a pure heart. And Finn, having fulfilled his quest and saved his village, lived happily ever after, knowing that true magic comes from within and that even the darkest challenges can be overcome with a brave and compassionate heart. Once upon a time, in a land where the sky was painted with the colors of dawn and dusk, there was a tranquil village nestled beside a grand, ancient forest. At the heart of this forest stood a magnificent willow tree known as the Whispering Willow. Legend spoke of its ability to communicate with the creatures of the forest and grant wishes to those who were pure of heart. In this village lived a young girl named Aisling. Aisling had always been drawn to the forest and the Whispering Willow. Her mother had told her stories about the willow's magic and the secret it kept, a hidden kingdom that lay beyond the reach of ordinary folk. Though she was only 11, Aisling's curiosity and kindness had won her the affection of everyone in the village. One evening, as Aisling sat by the edge of the forest, she heard a soft, melodious whisper coming from the direction of the Whispering Willow. The voice was faint but clear, like a gentle breeze carrying secrets. Aisling, it whispered, the time has come for you to embark on a journey to find the hidden kingdom and restore balance to our world. Aisling's heart raced with excitement and determination. She had always dreamed of seeing the hidden kingdom, and now, it seemed her dream was coming true. She quickly gathered a small satchel with essentials, some bread, a flask of water, and a map her mother had once given her. As she approached the Whispering Willow, she saw that its branches were glowing softly in the twilight. The tree spoke again, its voice like the rustling of leaves. To find the hidden kingdom, you must first complete 3 tasks that will test your courage, wisdom, and kindness. Follow the path illuminated by my light. With the willow's guidance, Aisling entered the forest, where the trees seemed to part for her, revealing a path bathed in a soft, silver glow. The first task awaited her, a trial of courage. Aisling came upon a deep, dark ravine with a narrow, rickety bridge made of vines and wooden planks. The bridge swayed precariously over the chasm. Aisling took a deep breath and stepped onto the bridge. It creaked and wobbled. But she focused on the light from the willow, guiding her steps. With each careful step, the bridge steadied, and Aisling made it across safely. On the other side of the ravine stood a wise old owl perched on a branch. You have passed the trial of courage, the owl said. Now, for the trial of wisdom. The owl led Aisling to a large stone with an ancient inscription. To proceed, you must solve this riddle. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I? Aisling pondered the riddle, recalling the stories her mother had told her. An echo, she answered confidently. The owl nodded and flapped its wings, revealing a hidden door behind the stone. You have shown wisdom. The final trial awaits you, the trial of kindness. Aisling walked through the hidden door and entered a beautiful glade where animals of all kinds were gathered. Many were injured or in distress. The scene was heart-wrenching. The animals looked at her with hopeful eyes, as if they were waiting for her help. Using her knowledge of herbs and her gentle touch, Aisling tended to the animals. She healed their wounds, provided them with fresh water, and comforted them. As she worked, the glade began to glow with a warm, golden light. With the final trial complete, a magical portal appeared in the center of the glade. The Whispering Willow's voice spoke again, you have proven yourself worthy. Enter the portal to find the hidden kingdom and restore its balance. Aisling stepped through the portal and found herself in a breathtaking kingdom of shimmering lights and floating islands. The hidden kingdom was unlike anything she had ever seen: crystal clear lakes, soaring mountains, and sparkling meadows. However, she soon saw that the kingdom was in disarray. The once beautiful landscape was marred by dark, swirling clouds and wilted plants. At the center of the kingdom stood a grand palace, and inside it, a regal queen awaited her. The queen's eyes were filled with sadness. The kingdom's magic has been disrupted, and only the pure-hearted can restore its balance. Aisling, you have proven yourself through the trials. To bring balance back, you must unite the 3 lost artifacts of the kingdom. Aisling nodded and set out on her quest. She discovered that the artifacts, a crystal orb, a golden staff, and a silver pendant, were hidden in 3 separate locations, each guarded by magical creatures. The first artifact, the crystal orb, was hidden in a cave guarded by a fire-breathing dragon. Aisling approached the dragon with respect and bravery, explaining her quest. The dragon, moved by her sincerity, allowed her to take the orb, giving her a blessing for her journey. The second artifact, the golden staff, was located in a lush garden guarded by a mischievous fairy. Aisling showed kindness by helping the fairy with a task, untangling a web of enchanted vines that had ensnared some small creatures. In gratitude, the fairy handed over the staff. The third artifact, the silver pendant, was in a floating tower guarded by a wise old sage. The sage challenged Aisling to a test of heart, asking her to reveal her deepest desire. Aisling's answer was simple but profound: I wish for a world where kindness and courage lead the way. The sage, touched by her wish, gave her the pendant. With all 3 artifacts in hand, Aisling returned to the palace. She placed each artifact in its designated spot, on a pedestal in the palace's grand hall. The artifacts began to glow brightly, and the dark clouds that had overshadowed the kingdom started to dissipate. The landscape transformed back into its radiant, magical state. The queen smiled with immense relief and joy. You have restored the balance and brought back the kingdom's magic. For your bravery, wisdom, and kindness, you shall always be remembered here. Aisling returned to her village, where she was greeted with great celebration. The villagers marveled at her bravery and the tales of the hidden kingdom. The Whispering Willow continued to thrive, and Aisling's story became a cherished legend. And so, Aisling lived a life filled with wonder and adventure, always carrying the lessons of courage, wisdom, and kindness in her heart. The hidden kingdom remained a beacon of magic and hope, a reminder of the extraordinary power of a pure heart. The end. In a quaint village surrounded by rolling hills and lush forests, there was a meadow that shone with an ethereal glow every full moon. This meadow, known as the Moonlit Meadow, was said to be enchanted, with stories of magical creatures and hidden wonders. The most famous legend told of a hidden treasure buried deep within the meadow, which could only be found by someone pure of heart. The village's most beloved resident was a young girl named Mia. Mia was known for her kindness and her love of nature. She spent her days helping her neighbors and caring for the animals in the forest. Though she had heard the stories about the Moonlit Meadow, she never took them too seriously. That is, until one night, when her beloved grandmother fell ill. The village healer, an old woman named Alara, told Mia that only a rare flower called the starblossom could cure her grandmother. The starblossom was said to bloom only under the light of the full moon and was rumored to be hidden in the moonlit meadow. Determined to find the flower, Mia set out one evening as the moon began to rise. She walked through the forest, guided by the soft glow of the moonlight. As she reached the edge of the meadow, she was greeted by a magical sight. The grass sparkled as if dusted with stardust, and fireflies danced in the air, creating a twinkling light show. Mia stepped into the meadow, her heart full of hope and worry. As she ventured deeper, she noticed that the meadow seemed to change with every step she took. Paths appeared and vanished, and the flowers glowed brighter as she moved closer to the center. Suddenly, a soft voice echoed through the meadow. "Who dares to enter the moonlit meadow?" The voice belonged to a wise old owl perched on a branch of an ancient oak tree. The owl's eyes gleamed with a warm, golden light. "I am Mia," she said, and I seek the star blossom to help my grandmother. Can you guide me?" The owl, named Orion, fluttered his wings thoughtfully. "Many have come seeking the star blossom, but few have succeeded. To find it, you must pass 3 trials. Only then will the path to the flower be revealed." Mia nodded, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The first trial was to cross a shimmering lake filled with mystical fog. Orion explained that the fog was enchanted to confuse travelers, making it difficult to find the way. To succeed, Mia needed to follow the light of the moon reflected on the water. As Mia stepped onto the lake, the fog began to swirl around her. She focused on the moonlight, which glowed brighter and steadier as she approached the center of the lake. Her determination and faith guided her, and she reached the other side safely. The second trial was a maze of towering hedges that seemed to shift and change. Orion told her that the maze was filled with illusions and deceptive paths. To navigate through, Mia needed to rely on her intuition and trust in her own heart. With patience and a clear mind, Mia made her way through the maze. She listened to the whispers of the wind and the rustling of the leaves, guiding her steps. After what felt like hours, she emerged from the maze, feeling a sense of accomplishment. The final trial was the most challenging. Mia had to climb a steep hill that led to a glowing, crystal cave. Inside the cave, there was a shimmering pool of water that held the final clue. The challenge was to retrieve a crystal from the bottom of the pool, but the water was enchanted to resist anyone who was not pure of heart. Mia took a deep breath and waded into the pool. As she reached the bottom, the water grew still and clear. She found the crystal and lifted it from the pool, feeling a sense of warmth and light envelop her. With the crystal in hand, Mia made her way back to the center of the meadow. There, the moonlight revealed a hidden grove, and in the center of the grove, bathed in silver light, was the star blossom. Its petals sparkled like stars, and its fragrance filled the air with a soothing aroma. Mia carefully picked the star blossom and thanked the moonlit meadow for its guidance. As she left the meadow, the magical creatures and the moonlight seemed to bid her farewell, their soft voices a gentle reminder of the enchantment she had experienced. Returning to her village, Mia presented the star blossom to Elara. The healer carefully prepared the remedy, and soon, Mia's grandmother began to recover. The village rejoiced, and Mia was hailed as a hero. The tale of Mia and the moonlit meadow became a cherished story in the village, reminding everyone of the magic that could be found in the world and the power of a pure heart. The moonlit meadow remained a place of wonder and beauty, a testament to the courage and kindness of a young girl who ventured into the magical forest to save the one she loved. And so, Mia continued to live her life with the same kindness and bravery, knowing that the magic of the moonlit meadow was always with her, guiding her on every step of her journey. The end. Once upon a time, in a realm where the mountains kissed the sky and rivers flowed with silver, there was a hidden kingdom known as Lemuria. This kingdom was bathed in perpetual twilight, thanks to a magical lantern that hung from the highest tower of the royal castle. The lantern's light was warm and golden, casting a gentle glow that kept the kingdom in a state of perpetual dusk, neither night nor day. The people of Lemuria lived in harmony and joy, their days filled with laughter and their nights with peaceful dreams. However, one fateful evening, the lantern's light began to dim, and the once vibrant kingdom started to fade into shadow. The fields lost their color, the river's silver shimmer turned dull, and the once bright streets were cloaked in gloom. The kingdom's wise queen, Queen Seraphina, was deeply troubled. She knew that the lantern's light was the source of Lemuria's magic and prosperity. Without it, the kingdom would be lost to darkness. She called upon her trusted advisor, Sir Cedric, and shared her fears. "We must find out why the lantern is losing its light," Queen Seraphina said. "The lantern has been the heart of our kingdom for centuries. If we don't restore its glow, Lemuria will be lost forever." Sir Cedric bowed. "Your Majesty, I will find the source of this darkness and restore the lantern's light. I shall embark on a quest to save Lemuria." As Sir Cedric prepared for his journey, a young girl named Elara, who lived in a small village on the edge of the kingdom, stepped forward. Elara was known for her kind heart and adventurous spirit. "Please, let me join you," she said. "I have a feeling that I can help in this quest." Queen Seraphina looked at Elara thoughtfully. "Very well, Elara. You may join Sir Cedric. Your courage and intuition may be what we need to succeed." With a satchel of supplies and a map from the Queen, Sir Cedric and Elara set off on their quest. Their first challenge came as they reached the edge of the kingdom, where a dense and foreboding forest known as the Shadow Wood lay before them. The trees were twisted, and a thick fog shrouded the path. As they ventured into the forest, they encountered their first obstacle, a rickety bridge suspended over a deep ravine. The bridge swayed dangerously, and the fog made it difficult to see. Sir Cedric, though brave, hesitated. Elara, however, spotted a series of stones along the edge of the ravine and suggested they use them to cross. With Elara's guidance, they carefully made their way across the stones and reached the other side. As they continued through the forest, they came upon a clearing where a magical creature, a wise old unicorn named Astra, stood waiting. Astra spoke in a soft, melodious voice. "To find the source of the darkness, you must seek the Cave of Echoes. There, you will find the Heartstone, a powerful gem that holds the key to restoring the lantern's light. But be wary, for the cave is guarded by a fearsome dragon." Thanking Astra for her guidance, Sir Cedric and Elara pressed on. They followed the map until they reached the entrance of the Cave of Echoes. The cave's entrance was guarded by a massive dragon with scales as dark as night. The dragon's eyes glowed like fiery embers. Elara, though nervous, approached the dragon with a calm demeanor. "We seek the Heartstone to restore the lantern's light and save our kingdom. Please, let us pass." The dragon growled but was intrigued by Elara's bravery. "To enter, you must solve my riddle," the dragon said. "If you answer correctly, I shall allow you to pass." The dragon's riddle was complex, but with Sir Cedric's wisdom and Elara's quick thinking, they solved it. The dragon, impressed, allowed them to enter the cave. Inside, the cave was filled with glittering crystals and echoing sounds. At the heart of the cave, they found the Heartstone, a brilliant gem that pulsed with a soft, golden light. But as they approached, a dark shadow emerged, a wicked sorcerer who had been hiding in the cave, seeking to use the Heartstone's power for his own evil purposes. The sorcerer cackled as he saw Sir Cedric and Elara. "You think you can take the Heartstone from me? The darkness will consume your kingdom." Elara, though frightened, stepped forward and spoke with determination. "We won't let you use the Heartstone for evil. We are here to save our kingdom and restore the light." The sorcerer attacked with dark magic, but Sir Cedric and Elara fought back bravely. Sir Cedric used his sword to deflect the sorcerer's spells, while Elara used her quick reflexes and clever strategies to outmaneuver him. In the heat of the battle, Elara noticed a faint glow coming from the Heartstone. She realized that the Heartstone's light was linked to the lantern in their kingdom. With a final burst of courage, she managed to grab the Heartstone and hold it up high. The Heartstone's light grew brighter, and its glow banished the sorcerer's darkness. The sorcerer, defeated, fled into the shadows, and the Heartstone's light filled the cave with a warm, golden glow. Sir Cedric and Elara carefully made their way back to Lumaria, carrying the Heartstone with them. As they arrived at the royal castle, the lantern's dim light began to flicker with renewed brightness. Elara placed the Heartstone in the lantern, and a brilliant light erupted, bathing the kingdom in its warm, golden glow. The fields regained their color, the river sparkled once more, and the streets were filled with joy. Queen Seraphina, Sir Cedric, and the people of Lumaria celebrated their heroes. Elara's bravery and quick thinking had saved the kingdom, and Sir Cedric's strength and wisdom had ensured their success. The kingdom was restored to its former glory, and the lantern's light once again bathed Lumaria in a gentle, eternal twilight. Elara returned to her village, where she was celebrated as a hero. Sir Cedric continued to serve the kingdom with honor, and the Whispering Willow stood tall and proud, its magic stronger than ever. And so, the tale of Elara and Sir Cedric became a cherished legend in Lumaria, a story of bravery, teamwork, and the light that shines within every heart. And thus, the story of the Enchanted Lantern and the Lost Kingdom became a beloved tale, a reminder that even in the darkest times, courage and kindness can bring back the light. The Golden Feather and the Wise Owl. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village nestled in the heart of a vast and beautiful valley, there lived a young girl named Lyra. Lyra was known throughout the village for her kind heart and gentle spirit. She loved to wander through the meadows and forests that surrounded her home, always eager to discover new wonders of nature. One day, as Lyra was exploring a particularly dense part of the forest, she came across something extraordinary, a single golden feather, glimmering in the sunlight that filtered through the trees. It was unlike any feather she had ever seen, and she knew at once that it was magical. She picked it up carefully, feeling warmth and a strange sense of peace wash over her as she held it. Lyra decided to take the feather to her grandmother, who was the wisest person in the village. Her grandmother had told her many stories of the magical creatures that lived in the forest, and Lyra was certain that the golden feather must belong to one of them. When Lyra showed her grandmother the feather, the old woman's eyes widened in surprise. "This is the feather of Oriole, the golden owl," her grandmother explained. Oriole is a guardian of the forest, a creature of immense wisdom and power. It is said that whoever possesses one of Oriole's feathers can make a single wish, a wish that will surely come true. Lyra's heart raced with excitement. A wish? She could wish for anything she wanted. But as she thought about it, she realized that she didn't want to waste the wish on something selfish. She wanted to do something that would help others. She decided to visit the great oak tree where Oriole was said to reside. If she could speak to the golden owl, perhaps she could learn more about how best to use the wish. The journey to the great oak tree was not easy. The path was long and winding, and Lyra had to cross a wide river, climb steep hills, and navigate through thick underbrush. But Lyra was determined, and the golden feather seemed to guide her, always pointing her in the right direction. Finally, after what felt like hours, Lyra arrived at the great oak tree. The tree was enormous, with roots that twisted and turned through the earth like the veins of the forest itself. Its branches reached high into the sky, and at the very top, Lyra saw a flash of gold. "Who comes to visit the guardian of the forest?" a deep, resonant voice called out. A moment later, Oriole the golden owl swooped down from the branches, landing gracefully on one of the lower limbs. His golden feathers shone brilliantly in the dappled light, and his wise, amber eyes gazed at Lyra with curiosity. Lyra held out the golden feather. "I found this in the forest, and I was told it belongs to you, great Oriole." Oriole tilted his head. "Indeed, that is one of my feathers. You are a kind and honest soul to return it to me. In doing so, you have earned the right to make a wish. But I sense that you seek guidance before making your wish." Lyra nodded. "I don't want to waste the wish. I want to use it to help others, but I'm not sure how." The golden owl blinked slowly, considering her words. "Wishes are powerful things, and they can change the world in ways you might not expect. But you have already shown great wisdom by seeking advice. Tell me, child, what troubles your village?" Lyra thought for a moment. Her village was a happy place, but there was one thing that always seemed to cause the villagers distress. Every year, the river that flowed through the valley would flood during the spring rains, destroying crops and homes. No matter what they did, the villagers could never prevent the flooding. "Our village suffers from floods every year," Lyra said. "It causes so much pain and hardship. If there was a way to stop the floods, it would help everyone." Oriole nodded, understanding. "That is a noble wish, young one. If you wish to protect your village from the floods, the river can be tamed, and the waters controlled." Lyra's heart filled with hope. "Yes, that's what I wish for, to protect my village from the floods." Oriole spread his wings, and as he did, the golden feather in Lyra's hand began to glow even brighter. The light from the feather surrounded her, and she felt the magic of the wish taking hold. When the light faded, the feather was gone, and Oriole smiled kindly at her. "Your wish has been granted, Lyra," the owl said. "The river will no longer flood your village. Instead, it will bring prosperity, nourishing your crops and ensuring that your village thrives. Go now, and see the fruits of your wish." Lyra thanked Oriel and hurried back to her village, eager to see if the wish had come true. As she neared the river, she noticed that the water flowed calmly, even though the spring rains had already begun. The riverbanks were strong and secure, and the fields that had once been destroyed by floods were green and lush. The villagers were amazed at the change, and when they learned of Lyra's wish and her encounter with Oriel, they were filled with gratitude. Lyra's wish had not only saved their village but had also brought them closer together, as they realized the importance of caring for one another and their home. From that day forward, the village prospered, and Lyra was celebrated as a hero. But she never sought praise or reward, for she knew that the true magic lay in the kindness and selflessness that had guided her wish. And so, Lyra lived a long and happy life, always guided by the wisdom of the golden owl and the warmth of the golden feather. And they all lived happily ever after. I hope you enjoyed this fairy tale. Once upon a time, in a coastal kingdom where the land met the sea, there was a magnificent underwater realm known as the Sea of Wishes. This enchanted sea was a place of wonders, where the water shimmered with 1,000 colors, and magical creatures swam among gardens of coral and pearls. At the heart of the Sea of Wishes lay a grand palace made of seashells and precious gems, where the benevolent Starfish Prince ruled. Prince Marlin, the Starfish Prince, was known for his wisdom and kindness. His kingdom was prosperous, and his people lived in harmony. The Sea of Wishes was believed to grant one special wish to those who proved their hearts were true and their intentions pure. However, a dark shadow had begun to creep into the sea, causing the once clear waters to cloud and the magical creatures to grow weary. In a quaint village by the shore lived a young girl named Lila. Lila was known for her love of the ocean and her adventurous spirit. She often dreamed of exploring the depths of the sea and discovering its mysteries. When the villagers spoke of the Sea of Wishes losing its magic, Lila decided she would embark on a quest to help the Starfish Prince and restore the sea's enchantment. One morning, with the sea breeze guiding her, Lila set out on a small boat. She followed a map that her grandmother had once shown her, a map said to lead to the entrance of the Sea of Wishes. After a long journey, Lila finally reached a hidden cove where a shimmering portal to the underwater realm awaited her. With a deep breath, Lila dove into the sparkling waters and was greeted by a school of friendly dolphins who guided her deeper into the sea. Soon, she arrived at the gates of the Starfish Palace, where the royal guards, elegant seahorses, welcomed her. "Greetings, brave traveler," said a golden seahorse named Coral. "To enter the palace and meet Prince Marlin, you must first solve a challenge that will test your heart and courage." The challenge was to navigate through the Maze of Echoes, a labyrinth filled with twisting passages and illusions. The maze was designed to reflect the fears and doubts of those who entered. Lila took a deep breath and stepped into the maze, determined to face whatever lay ahead. As she navigated the maze, she encountered illusions of stormy seas and dark, menacing creatures. Each time, she reminded herself of her true purpose and her love for the sea. Her unwavering resolve helped her see through the illusions and find the true path. After what felt like hours, Lila emerged from the Maze of Echoes and arrived at the Grand Hall of the Starfish Palace. There, at the center of the room, was Prince Marlin, his star-shaped form glowing with a gentle light. "Welcome, Lila," Prince Marlin said, his voice as soothing as the ocean waves. "You have proven your courage and sincerity. The Sea of Wishes has been troubled by a shadow that darkens its waters and dims its magic. To restore the sea's enchantment, you must find the heart of the sea, a magical pearl hidden deep within a coral reef." Prince Marlin handed Lila a shimmering sea lantern that would light her way and guide her to the heart of the sea. With a grateful heart, Lila set off to find the hidden pearl. Guided by the sea lantern, Lila swam through vibrant coral gardens and swam with majestic sea creatures. After a long search, she discovered a hidden cavern adorned with glowing sea anemones and twinkling starfish. At the heart of the cavern, nestled among the corals, was the heart of the sea, a magnificent pearl that pulsed with a soothing light. As Lila reached out to take the pearl, she felt a surge of warmth and energy. The pearl's light grew brighter, dispelling the shadow that had plagued the Sea of Wishes. The water around her began to sparkle, and the magical creatures of the sea rejoiced. Lila returned to the Starfish Palace with the heart of the sea. Prince Marlin received the pearl with gratitude and placed it in a special chamber within the palace. The sea's magic was restored, and the waters sparkled with renewed brilliance. The Sea of Wishes flourished once more, and the shadow that had darkened it was gone. Prince Marlin thanked Lila for her bravery and selflessness. As a token of his gratitude, he granted her a special wish. Lila wished for the Sea of Wishes to remain a place of magic and wonder, where anyone with a pure heart could find joy and hope. The Starfish Prince granted her wish, and the Sea of Wishes became even more beautiful and magical. Lila returned to her village with stories of her adventure, and the villagers celebrated her as a hero. From that day on, the Sea of Wishes continued to shimmer with magic, and the tale of Lila's bravery and the Starfish Prince became a cherished legend. It reminded everyone that even in the darkest times, the light of hope and courage could restore magic and bring happiness to all. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village nestled between rolling hills and the sparkling river, there was a garden unlike any other. This was no ordinary garden, it was an enchanted garden, filled with flowers that sang, trees that danced, and streams that shimmered with magical light. The garden was tended by an old, wise gardener named Finn, who was loved by all for his kindness and gentle spirit. The enchanted garden was a source of wonder for the village. Its beauty and magic were said to bring good fortune and joy. Every spring, when the flowers bloomed in a riot of colors and the trees swayed in harmony, the villagers celebrated the garden festival, a joyous occasion filled with music, dancing, and feasts. One year, as the festival approached, a troubling event occurred. A dark sorcerer named Malver, envious of the garden's magic, cast a spell that caused the enchanted garden to wither and lose its glow. The once vibrant flowers drooped, the trees stopped swaying, and the streams grew dark and murky. The village was filled with worry, and the upcoming festival seemed in jeopardy. Determined to restore the garden, Finn decided to seek the help of his granddaughter, Elowen. Elowen was a brave and compassionate young woman with a deep love for the garden and a natural gift for understanding magic. "Grandfather," Elowen said as she saw the state of the garden, "I will find a way to break Malver's spell and bring back the garden's magic. Please, tell me what I need to do." Finn, though worried, had faith in his granddaughter. He handed her an ancient book with a golden cover and a silver key. "This book holds the secrets of the garden's magic. The key will unlock the hidden chamber where the garden's essence is kept. But beware, the journey will be fraught with challenges." Elowen set out on her quest with the book and key. The first challenge she faced was the Thicket of Shadows, a dense forest where dark enchantments lurked. As she entered the thicket, she encountered a mischievous sprite named Puck, who blocked her path with riddles and tricks. "To pass, you must solve my riddle," Puck said, twirling a leaf. "I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?" Elowen thought for a moment and replied, "A map." Puck grinned and stepped aside, allowing Elowen to continue her journey. Beyond the Thicket of Shadows lay the Crystal Cavern, a dazzling place filled with glittering gemstones and sparkling light. However, the cavern was guarded by a formidable creature, a giant, serpentine dragon named Draven. Draven's scales shone like precious gems, and his breath was hot and fierce. To calm the dragon and gain passage, Elowen had to demonstrate her bravery and compassion. She noticed that Draven's fiery breath was fueled by a heartache, a lost gemstone that he had cherished. With kindness and courage, Elowen spoke gently to Draven, promising to help him find the lost gemstone. Together, they searched the cavern and, after a careful search, Elowen found the gemstone hidden in a crevice. She returned it to Draven, who was grateful and allowed her to proceed with a roar of approval. Elowen's final destination was the Hidden Chamber, a secret place within the enchanted garden where the essence of its magic was kept. The chamber was sealed with a large, ornate door that required the silver key to unlock. As she approached the door, Elowen felt a surge of hope and determination. Using the key, she unlocked the door and entered the chamber. Inside, she found a shimmering pool of magical essence. The essence was dim and clouded, its magic weakened by Malver's spell. Iloan used the ancient book to perform a restoration ritual, guided by the wisdom of the book's teachings. As she completed the ritual, a brilliant light filled the chamber, and the essence began to glow with renewed power. Iloan could feel the magic flowing back into the enchanted garden. The flowers began to bloom with vibrant colors, the trees resumed their graceful dances, and the stream sparkled once more. Returning to the village with the garden restored, Iloan was greeted with cheers and celebrations. The villagers marveled at the garden's renewed beauty and magic. The Festival of Lights went on as planned, more dazzling and joyous than ever before. As the festival reached its peak, Finn stood proudly beside Iloan, his heart filled with gratitude and joy. The enchanted garden had been saved, and its magic had been rekindled through Iloan's bravery, kindness, and determination. Malvar, seeing the garden's magic restored, realized the futility of his envy and sought redemption. He came to the village and, with a heartfelt apology, offered his assistance in maintaining the garden. The villagers welcomed him, understanding that everyone deserved a chance to change and grow. And so, the enchanted garden continued to thrive, a beacon of hope and magic for all. Iloan's story became a cherished legend in the village, a reminder of the power of courage, kindness, and the enduring magic that lies in the heart of those who believe in it. In the heart of a lush kingdom known as Eldoria, there lay a mysterious and enchanting place called the Starlit Forest. Unlike any other forest, the Starlit Forest was bathed in a perpetual twilight, where the trees glittered with bioluminescent leaves and the ground sparkled like a field of stars. The forest was home to magical creatures and guarded by ancient spells, ensuring its beauty and secrets remained hidden from those not pure of heart. In the nearby village of Glenwood lived a young girl named Ilara. Ilara was known for her curiosity and a heart full of kindness. She spent her days helping her family and dreaming of adventures beyond the village. Her grandmother often told her tales of the Starlit Forest, particularly about a legendary artifact known as the Heart of the Forest, a magical gem said to grant a single wish to those who could find it. One fateful evening, as Ilara was exploring the edge of the forest, she stumbled upon an old, weathered map partially buried under a pile of leaves. The map had intricate designs and marked a path leading deep into the Starlit Forest. Excited by the discovery and determined to find the heart of the forest, Ilara decided to embark on an adventure. Before she ventured into the forest, Ilara visited the village elder, a wise woman named Serafina. Serafina was known for her knowledge of magical realms and had been a friend of Ilara's grandmother. Upon seeing the map, Serafina's eyes widened with recognition. "This map is ancient," Serafina said. "It shows the path to the heart of the forest. But be warned, the forest is filled with challenges and illusions. You will need courage, wisdom, and kindness to succeed." With Serafina's advice in mind, Ilara prepared for her journey. She packed essentials, including food, a lantern, and a small vial of protective charm given to her by Serafina. At dawn, she set off towards the Starlit Forest. As Ilara entered the forest, she was immediately struck by its beauty. The trees shimmered with a soft glow, and the air was filled with a soothing hum. Following the map, Ilara ventured deeper into the forest, guided by the light of her lantern and the magical glow of the trees. Soon, Ilara encountered her first challenge. A dense fog rolled in, obscuring her path. From within the fog emerged a graceful deer with silver antlers. The deer spoke in a gentle voice, "To pass through the fog, you must answer this riddle. I have keys but open no locks. I have space but no room. You can enter but not go outside. What am I?" Ilara thought carefully. She remembered stories of riddles and their answers. After a moment, she smiled and said, "A piano." The deer nodded and stepped aside, allowing Ilara to continue her journey. The fog cleared, and she followed the path marked on the map. Next, Ilara arrived at a shimmering river that flowed with water as clear as glass. At the edge of the river, a wise old turtle awaited her. The turtle spoke, "To cross this river, you must demonstrate your kindness. Help me find my lost shell, which has been carried away by the current." Ilara searched the riverbank and spotted the turtle's shell lodged among some rocks. She carefully retrieved it and returned it to the turtle. The turtle was grateful and, in return, offered Elara a bridge of golden light that would carry her across the river. With the river crossed, Elara continued her journey and soon came upon a grand, ancient tree with a trunk as wide as a house. Hanging from the branches were golden apples, each radiating a warm light. The tree spoke in a deep, resonant voice, "To proceed, you must show your wisdom. Choose the right apple from the branch to reveal the next part of your path." Elara examined the apples carefully. She noticed that one apple had a subtle shimmer that seemed different from the rest. She chose this apple, and as she did, the tree's branches parted to reveal a hidden path leading further into the forest. Elara followed the path and eventually arrived at a beautiful glade bathed in moonlight. At the center of the glade was a pedestal with a glowing gem, the heart of the forest. As she approached, a soft voice spoke from the shadows. "Only the pure of heart can claim the heart of the forest," said a tall figure emerging from the shadows. It was a majestic fairy with wings that sparkled like the night sky. Elara bowed respectfully and said, "I seek the heart to help my village and bring hope to those in need." The fairy studied Elara's face and saw the sincerity in her eyes. "You have shown great courage, wisdom, and kindness throughout your journey. You are worthy of the heart." The fairy touched the pedestal, and the heart of the forest floated gently into Elara's hands. Its light was warm and comforting. "Use this gem wisely," the fairy instructed. "It will grant one wish, but its true power lies in how selflessly you use it." Elara thanked the fairy and made her way back to the village, carrying the heart of the forest. As she arrived in Glenwood, the villagers gathered around, eager to hear about her adventure. Elara shared her story and the purpose of her journey. With a heart full of hope, Elara made her wish. She wished for prosperity and well-being for her village, so that all could benefit from the magic of the heart of the forest. The gem's light spread across the village, and soon Glenwood flourished with new crops, clean water, and renewed happiness. The villagers celebrated Elara's bravery and kindness, and the village thrived like never before. And so, the tale of Elara and the Starlit Forest became a cherished story in Eldoria, reminding everyone that true magic lies not in the power of a single wish but in the courage, wisdom, and kindness of the heart. The end. In a distant kingdom nestled between misty mountains and vast, shimmering seas, there was a village known as Starhaven. This village was unique because, each night, the villagers would gaze up at a sky filled with stars that seemed to shimmer with a magic of their own. It was said that the stars were woven into the sky by a mysterious figure known as the Star Weaver, who lived in a hidden tower high above the clouds. One evening, as the village prepared for the annual Festival of Stars, a young girl named Lyra stood on the hill overlooking Starhaven. Lyra was known for her curiosity and her unshakable belief in the magic of the stars. Every night, she would gaze up at the sky, dreaming of the day she might see the Star Weaver and learn the secrets behind the starry tapestry. As the Festival of Stars approached, the villagers were bustling with excitement. Lanterns were being prepared, and the air was filled with the sweet aroma of festive treats. However, this year was different. There was a sense of anticipation and wonder as if something extraordinary was about to happen. On the night of the festival, the sky was unusually dark, and the stars were hidden behind a thick veil of clouds. The villagers gathered in the town square, hoping that the clouds would clear and reveal the celestial display. Lyra, however, felt a strange pull towards the edge of the village. Unable to resist her curiosity, Lyra followed the pull through a hidden path that led to the base of the tallest mountain. There, she discovered a narrow, winding staircase carved into the rock, leading up towards the clouds. With a heart full of determination, Lyra began her ascent. The climb was arduous, but Lyra's resolve never wavered. After hours of climbing, she reached a hidden platform high above the clouds. To her amazement, she found a grand, ethereal tower made of shimmering stardust and moonlight. The tower seemed to reach towards the heavens, and the air around it sparkled with magic. Nervously, Lyra knocked on the tower's door. It creaked open to reveal a warm, inviting room filled with celestial wonders, glowing orbs, delicate strands of starlight, and an array of magical instruments. At the center of the room stood the Star Weaver, a graceful figure with flowing robes that shimmered like the night sky. The Star Weaver looked at Lyra with kind, twinkling eyes. "Welcome, Lyra. I've been expecting you." Lyra's eyes widened in awe. "You know my name?" The Star Weaver smiled. "The stars have whispered of your curiosity and your heart full of wonder. They have guided you here tonight." Lyra was amazed and asked, "Why are the stars hidden tonight? And can you help us see them again?" The Star Weaver explained, "The stars are hidden because they are waiting for a special gift to be given, a gift of light and hope. The festival is not just a celebration, it is a chance for the stars to connect with the hearts of the people below." Understanding the importance of her role, Lyra said, "What can I do to help?" The Star Weaver handed Lyra a small, intricately woven pouch filled with stardust. "This is a gift for your village. When the pouch is opened, it will release a light that will reveal the stars and fill the hearts of the villagers with hope and joy." With the pouch in hand, Lyra descended the mountain and returned to Starhaven. The festival was in full swing, and the villagers were beginning to lose hope as the clouds remained stubbornly in place. Lyra approached the center of the village and, with a deep breath, opened the pouch. The stardust inside shimmered and sparkled as it was released into the night sky. The particles danced and twirled, weaving a radiant tapestry of light that began to push the clouds away. As the clouds parted, the stars began to appear, more brilliant and beautiful than ever before. The villagers gasped in awe as the sky was filled with a breathtaking celestial display. The stars seemed to sing a melody of joy and hope, and the entire village was bathed in their magical light. The Festival of Stars was more spectacular than any the villagers had ever experienced. The air was filled with laughter, music, and the warm glow of lanterns. Lyra was celebrated as a hero, and the Star Weaver's gift was treasured as a symbol of hope and connection. From that night on, the villagers of Starhaven never forgot the magic that had touched their lives. The stars were always a little brighter, and the festival became a time of not only celebration but also reflection on the gift of wonder and the power of believing in magic. As for Lyra, she often gazed up at the stars, knowing that her journey had bridged the gap between the celestial and the earthly. She had become a part of the star story, and the magic of the Star Weaver's gift lived on in the hearts of all who looked up at the night sky with wonder. Once upon a time, in the heart of a dense forest, there was a hidden library known only to a few. This library was unlike any other. It was said to be enchanted, with books that could come to life and stories that could whisk readers away on magical adventures. The library was protected by an ancient spell, and only those with pure hearts and a thirst for knowledge could find it. The guardian of this magical library was an elderly librarian named Alaric. With a long silver beard and wise eyes, Alaric had spent his life ensuring that the library's secrets were kept safe. He loved the library dearly and took great care of its countless books and scrolls. One day, a curious and kind-hearted girl named Alara, who lived in a small village on the edge of the forest, stumbled upon a mysterious map. The map was old and worn, but it depicted the path to the hidden library. Alara had always loved stories and dreamed of finding a place where magical tales came to life. Driven by her curiosity, she decided to follow the map. As Alara ventured into the forest, she encountered various magical creatures, glowing fireflies, talking squirrels, and wise old owls, all guiding her along the path. After a long journey, she finally arrived at the hidden library, its towering shelves and ancient tomes shining with a soft, welcoming glow. The library's doors creaked open as Alara approached, revealing a vast interior filled with shelves of books that seemed to shimmer with enchantment. Alara was awestruck as she wandered through the library, marveling at the magical aura that surrounded her. Alaric, the librarian, noticed her and welcomed her with a warm smile. "Welcome, young one," he said in a gentle voice. "It is rare to see a visitor with a heart so full of wonder and curiosity. What brings you to our enchanted library?" Alara, her eyes wide with amazement, replied, "I found this map and followed it here. I've always dreamed of finding a place where stories come to life. Can you tell me more about this place?" Alaric nodded. This library holds countless tales from across the realms, and some of them have a life of their own. But not everyone who enters can interact with the magic within these walls. It requires a special kind of bravery and kindness. Elara's eyes sparkled with excitement. I want to learn more and experience the magic. What can I do? Alaric smiled. There is a special book in this library that has been waiting for someone like you. It is called the Book of Wonders. To find it, you must solve a riddle and demonstrate the qualities of a true hero. He handed Elara a golden key and said, "This key will open the door to the Book of Wonders, but first, you must solve this riddle. I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?" Elara thought for a moment and then replied, "A map." "Very good," Alaric said. "Now, follow the path of the golden light to find the door. Use the key to unlock it." Elara followed the golden light that seemed to guide her through the library's endless corridors. She finally reached a large, ornate door with intricate carvings of mythical creatures. With a deep breath, she used the key to unlock it. The door opened to reveal a magnificent room bathed in a golden glow. In the center of the room stood the Book of Wonders, resting on a pedestal surrounded by a soft, shimmering light. Elara approached the book and opened it gently. As she did, the book's pages began to turn on their own, revealing stories of brave heroes, magical lands, and wondrous adventures. The room filled with the sounds of enchanting music, and images from the book came to life, swirling around Elara like a vivid dream. Suddenly, a voice echoed through the room. "Elara, you have shown great curiosity and bravery. The magic of this library is now yours to explore. But remember, true magic lies not just in the stories but in the heart of the reader." Elara spent hours exploring the magical tales, meeting mythical creatures, and embarking on incredible adventures. She realized that the real magic came from the power of imagination and the joy of discovering new worlds through stories. When Elara finally left the library, she felt a sense of fulfillment and wonder. Alaric bade her farewell with a knowing smile. "You have proven yourself worthy, Elara. The library will always be here for you, and its magic will be a part of you." As Elara returned to her village, she shared the tales and magic she had experienced with everyone. The library's enchantment continued to inspire and delight, and Elara's stories became legendary among the villagers. And so, the hidden library remained a beacon of wonder and imagination, waiting for the next curious soul to discover its magic and embark on a journey of their own. The end. Once upon a time, in a quaint village surrounded by rolling hills and lush meadows, there was an old well known as the Whispering Well. The villagers believed that the well had magical properties, for it was said that the whispers carried by the wind from the well could reveal secrets and grant wisdom. The well was covered by a mossy stone arch and was surrounded by wildflowers that bloomed year-round. Despite its allure, the well had been forgotten by many, except for a young girl named Eloan. Eloan had always been fascinated by the tales of the well's magic, and every day she would visit it, hoping to uncover its mysteries. One crisp autumn evening, as the sun set and painted the sky in hues of gold and crimson, Eloan approached the well. She noticed a glimmer of light emanating from its depths, casting an ethereal glow on the surrounding flowers. Driven by curiosity, she peered into the well and saw a faint, shimmering figure at the bottom. "Hello?" Eloan called, her voice echoing softly. "Is someone there?" To her astonishment, the shimmering figure floated up from the well. It was a beautiful spirit with flowing hair that sparkled like stardust and eyes that shone with ancient wisdom. The spirit introduced herself as Aurelia, the guardian of the Whispering Well. "Eloan," Aurelia said with a voice like a gentle breeze, "you have a pure heart and an inquisitive spirit. For years, I have waited for someone like you to come and restore the magic of this well." Eloan was awestruck. "How can I help?" Aurelia explained that the well's magic had faded over time because its connection to the magical world had been severed. To restore the well's magic, Aurelia said, you must undertake a journey to find 3 enchanted items: the luminous petal, the silver streamstone, and the celestial feather. Each item holds a piece of the magic that once flourished here. Without hesitation, Eloan agreed to the quest. Aurelia guided her to the first destination, the Enchanted Meadow, where the luminous petal was said to bloom. The meadow was bathed in twilight's soft glow, and among the flowers, Eloan spotted a radiant bloom with petals that seemed to catch the last rays of sunlight. As she approached, a delicate butterfly fluttered near the flower. The butterfly spoke in a melodious voice, "To take the luminous petal, you must answer a riddle. What has a heart that never beats, a home but never sleeps, and can grow without roots?" Eloan thought for a moment and then answered confidently, "A heart of stone." The butterfly smiled and granted Eloan the luminous petal, which shone with a gentle light. With her first task complete, Eloan set off to find the silver streamstone, which was hidden in the depths of the Whispering River. The river flowed serenely through a lush forest. Eloan followed its path until she found a sparkling stone nestled in a bed of shimmering sand. As she reached for it, the water began to swirl, and a graceful water nymph appeared. To retrieve the silver streamstone, the nymph said, "You must prove your worth by showing kindness to the creatures of the river." Eloan carefully helped several stranded fish back into the water and tended to a small, injured frog. The nymph, pleased with her compassion, handed her the silver streamstone, which glittered like liquid moonlight. Finally, Eloan journeyed to the highest peak in the land, where the celestial feather was said to be found. The peak was high and windy, and Eloan climbed carefully until she reached a golden eagle's nest. The eagle, majestic and wise, greeted her with a regal gaze. To earn the celestial feather, the eagle said, "You must share a story of courage and kindness." Eloan recounted her adventures and the acts of kindness she had performed along the way. The eagle, moved by her sincerity and bravery, offered her a single, iridescent feather that shimmered with celestial light. With all three items in hand, Eloan returned to the Whispering Well. Aurelia welcomed her and instructed her to place the luminous petal, the silver streamstone, and the celestial feather in the well. As Eloan placed each item into the well, a brilliant light erupted, enveloping the well in a dazzling glow. The whispers grew louder, carrying messages of hope and wisdom. The once faded magic of the well was restored, and Aurelia's spirit, now radiant and joyful, danced in the light. "Eloan," Aurelia said with a warm smile, "you have restored the magic of the Whispering Well and proven yourself a true guardian of its secrets. Your kindness and bravery have brought light back to our world." Eloan felt a deep sense of fulfillment. Aurelia gifted her a small, enchanted vial filled with shimmering water from the well. "This vial will allow you to call upon the well's magic whenever you need it." In the distant land of Lunaire, where the nights were always illuminated by a silvery moon and the skies were adorned with countless twinkling stars, there existed a magical kingdom known as the Moonlit Kingdom. This realm was governed by the gentle Moon Queen, Selene, who had the power to control the moonlight and maintain the balance between night and day. The Moonlit Kingdom was a place of beauty and tranquility, where moonflowers glowed softly in the dark and enchanted creatures roamed freely. However, the kingdom's peace was threatened by a long-standing prophecy. A dark shadow was said to emerge every century, bringing with it a curse that could dim the moon's light forever. In the heart of the kingdom, in the Grand Lunar Palace, lived a young prince named Orion. He was the Moon Queen's only son, known for his bravery and kind heart. Orion was destined to inherit his mother's powers and protect the kingdom from any threats. As the prophecy's time approached, the Moon Queen grew anxious and decided it was time for Orion to undertake a quest to ensure the kingdom's safety. One moonlit night, the Moon Queen called Orion to her chamber. "My dear son," she said, "the time has come for you to prove your worth. A great darkness is approaching, and you must embark on a journey to the celestial realm to seek the guidance of the Starborn Seer. Only with his help can we prevent the prophecy from coming true." Orion, though apprehensive, accepted the challenge. He knew the journey to the celestial realm would be perilous, but he was determined to protect his kingdom. With a heart full of courage and a special amulet from his mother, he set out on his quest. As Orion ventured through the moonlit woods, he encountered a mischievous fairy named Lyra. Lyra was known for her playful tricks and magical abilities. she appeared before Orion and, after some convincing, agreed to help him on his journey. "The path to the celestial realm is filled with challenges," Lyra warned. "But with my magic and your bravery, we can succeed." The duo traveled together, passing through the enchanted forest, where they faced their first trial, the trial of the moon's reflection. They had to cross a shimmering lake where the water's surface was enchanted to reflect their deepest fears. Orion's reflection showed him a vision of failure and darkness, but with Lyra's encouragement and his own resolve, he overcame the illusion and reached the other side. Next, they arrived at the Garden of Eternal Night, a place where flowers bloomed only in moonlight and shadows danced eerily. To proceed, they needed to gather 3 moonstones hidden among the flowers. The moonstones were guarded by luminous creatures that tested Orion's honesty and kindness. By showing respect and compassion, Orion gained their trust and collected the stones. With the moonstones in hand, Orion and Lyra finally arrived at the entrance to the celestial realm, a grand archway made of stardust and moonbeams. They passed through and found themselves in a realm of radiant beauty, where the skies were filled with constellations and the air shimmered with celestial light. At the center of the celestial realm stood the Starborn Seer, an ancient being who radiated stardust and wisdom. The seer welcomed them and listened to their quest. "The darkness that threatens your kingdom is a shadow of doubt and despair," the seer explained. "To dispel it, you must find the heart of the stars, a powerful gem that can only be revealed by pure-hearted bravery." The heart of the stars was hidden within the veil of shadows, a mystical fog that obscured the path. Orion and Lyra ventured into the fog, where they faced their greatest challenge yet, a labyrinth of illusions that tested their resolve and teamwork. Lyra used her magic to illuminate the path, while Orion relied on his inner strength and intuition to navigate through the maze. After a long and arduous journey, they finally reached the center of the labyrinth, where the heart of the stars awaited them. The gem glowed with a warm and comforting light, dispelling the surrounding darkness. With the heart of the stars in hand, they returned to the celestial realm. The Starborn Seer thanked them and instructed Orion to use the gem to restore the moon's light. Armed with the gem, Orion and Lyra traveled back to the moonlit kingdom. As they approached, they saw the kingdom shrouded in an ominous darkness. Orion held up the heart of the stars, and its light shone brightly, piercing through the darkness. The moon's light was restored, and the kingdom was bathed in its gentle glow once more. The prophecy was fulfilled not through fear, but through bravery and hope. The Moon Queen Selene was overjoyed to see her kingdom safe and her son's bravery. She praised Orion and Lyra for their courage and wisdom. The kingdom celebrated their heroes with a grand feast, and the moonlit kingdom flourished under the renewed light. Orion and Lyra became legends in the moonlit kingdom, their story inspiring future generations to face challenges with bravery and a pure heart. The kingdom remained a beacon of light and harmony, forever safeguarded by the courage of a prince and the magic of a mischievous fairy. The end. In a small, picturesque village called Evergreen, nestled at the edge of a vast, enchanted forest, lived a curious boy named Finn. Finn was known throughout the village for his adventurous spirit and his love for discovering the unknown. His greatest dream was to find a magical artifact rumored to be hidden deep within the forest, a lantern said to grant the pure-hearted a single wish. One sunny morning, as Finn wandered through the village market, he overheard a conversation between 2 old storytellers. They spoke of the enchanted lantern, which had been lost for centuries. Legends claimed that whoever found it could make a wish to change their life forever. Finn's heart raced with excitement. He decided that he would be the one to find the lantern and make a wish for his village, which had been struggling with a long drought. The journey begins. Finn prepared for his journey with a sturdy backpack, a map of the forest, and a small compass. He also took along his faithful dog, Rusty, who was always by his side. With a determined spirit, Finn set off into the enchanted forest, the trees whispering ancient secrets as he walked. The forest was dense and mysterious, filled with towering trees, winding paths, and strange, glowing plants. As they ventured deeper, Finn and Rusty encountered a series of magical creatures. First, they met a talking squirrel named Nutty, who offered them a riddle to solve in exchange for guidance. "Answer me this," Nutty chattered. "I have walls but open no locks. I have space but no room. You can enter but not go outside. What am I? Finn thought for a moment and replied, a piano. Nutty nodded, pleased with the answer, and directed them to the path that would lead to the heart of the forest, where the lantern was said to be hidden. The guardian of the lantern, after hours of walking, they reached a clearing where a majestic oak tree stood. At its base was a large, ancient door covered in vines and intricate carvings. This was the entrance to the hidden realm where the enchanted lantern was kept. However, guarding the door was a formidable creature, a gentle giant named Bramble, who was entrusted with protecting the lantern from those unworthy. Bramble, though large and imposing, had a kind heart. He explained that to enter, Finn would have to prove his worthiness by showing courage, kindness, and wisdom. Bramble presented 3 challenges: a test of bravery, a test of kindness, and a test of wisdom. The 3 challenges won. The test of bravery * Bramble led Finn to a dark, eerie cave where a mystical creature known as the Shadow Beast lurked. Finn was to retrieve a magical flower from within the cave. With Rusty by his side, Finn bravely entered the cave, his heart pounding. The Shadow Beast, sensing his courage, revealed itself to be a misunderstood guardian rather than a foe. The beast was trapped and needed help. Finn, showing compassion, freed the beast from its magical chains, and in return, the beast led him to the flower. 2. The test of kindness * Next, Finn and Rusty came across a group of lost forest sprites who were hungry and tired. Instead of continuing on his quest, Finn used his provisions to feed and care for the sprites. Grateful, the sprites bestowed upon him a gift, a vial of stardust that would light the way through the darkest paths. 3. The test of wisdom * For the final test, Bramble presented Finn with a puzzle, a series of symbols that needed to be matched with their meanings. With Rusty's help and the Stardust Vial's guidance, Finn carefully solved the puzzle, revealing the correct answers. Having passed all 3 tests, Bramble was convinced of Finn's worthiness and allowed him to enter the hidden realm. The enchanted lantern inside the realm, the enchanted lantern glowed softly on a pedestal surrounded by shimmering mist. Finn approached the lantern and made his wish, to bring rain and restore prosperity to his village. The lantern's light brightened and a gentle rain began to fall outside the realm. With the lantern's magic, Finn and Rusty returned to Evergreen, where the rain continued to pour, quenching the parched earth. The village flourished once again, the crops grew, and the rivers flowed with fresh, clean water. The villagers celebrated Finn's bravery and kindness, and he was hailed as a hero. A lasting legacy. The enchanted lantern, having fulfilled its purpose, returned to its resting place in the hidden realm, waiting for the next worthy seeker. Finn's story became a cherished legend in Evergreen, reminding everyone of the power of courage, kindness, and wisdom. As for Finn, he continued to explore and adventure, always guided by the lessons he had learned. The village thrived under the blessing of the rain, and the memory of the enchanted lantern lived on in the hearts of all who heard the tale. And so, in the vibrant village of Evergreen, peace and prosperity reigned, thanks to the bravery and kindness of a young boy and his loyal dog. The end. In a land far beyond the reach of ordinary maps, there existed an enchanted forest known as Eldergrove. This forest was unlike any other, with trees that whispered secrets, flowers that sang gentle lullabies, and streams that sparkled like liquid starlight. The heart of Eldergrove was the Whispering Tree, an ancient and wise tree said to be the source of the forest's magic. The Whispering Tree stood at the center of the forest, its branches stretching high into the sky and its roots deep into the earth. It had the power to grant wishes and solve the deepest of problems, but it could only do so if approached by someone pure of heart and noble in spirit. One day, a young girl named Lila lived in a village near the edge of Eldergrove. Lila was known throughout her village for her kindness and courage. She cared for sick animals, helped her neighbors, and always sought to bring a smile to those around her. Despite her caring nature, her life was not without difficulties. Her family was poor, and her village was plagued by a drought that threatened their crops and livelihoods. One evening, as Lila watched the sunset from her small home, she heard a faint, melodic whisper carried by the breeze. The whisper spoke of hope and magic in Eldergrove. Lila, intrigued and hopeful, decided that she would venture into the forest to seek help from the Whispering Tree. The next morning, armed with a small satchel of provisions and her unwavering hope, Lila set out on her journey. The path into Eldergrove was lush and vibrant, but as she ventured deeper, she encountered a series of challenges. The first was the River of Illusions, a shimmering stream that created mirages and false paths. Lila approached the river with caution. She remembered the stories of how to navigate illusions with clarity of mind and heart. She focused on her goal, to save her village, and with determination, she followed the true path revealed by her pure heart, crossing the river with ease. As she continued, Lila reached the Grove of Echoes, where the trees mimicked every sound and word spoken. She needed to pass through this grove to reach the Whispering Tree, but the echoes could easily lead her astray with confusing and contradictory advice. Remembering the lessons of patience and perseverance, Lila spoke only kind and reassuring words to herself and to the forest around her. Her steady heart and gentle voice guided her through the grove without falling into confusion. Finally, Lila arrived at the clearing where the Whispering Tree stood. Its presence was majestic and calming, its leaves rustling softly as if in conversation with the wind. Lila approached with reverence and spoke to the tree, "Great Whispering Tree, I come to you with a humble heart. My village suffers from a terrible drought, and our crops are failing. I seek your wisdom and aid to restore our land and bring prosperity back to our people." The Whispering Tree's branches swayed gently, and its leaves rustled as it listened to Lila's plea. After a moment of silence, the tree's deep voice resonated through the clearing. "Dear child, you have shown great courage and kindness on your journey. To restore balance to your land, you must first understand the true nature of abundance." The tree then shared a vision with Lila, a vision of a hidden spring deep within the forest, whose waters held the power to end the drought. However, the spring was guarded by a mystical guardian who required a special offering to reveal its location. Lila thanked the Whispering Tree and set off to find the hidden spring. Guided by the vision, she navigated through the forest's winding paths and eventually reached the guardian's domain, a lush and vibrant glade filled with radiant flowers and glowing creatures. The guardian of the spring was a graceful fairy named Amara. She hovered above a crystal-clear pool, her wings sparkling like morning dew. To gain access to the spring, Amara said, "You must offer something that represents your true self." Lila thought deeply about what she could offer. She remembered her grandmother's old pendant, a simple but cherished family heirloom that symbolized her love for her family and her commitment to helping others. With a heart full of sincerity, she offered the pendant to Amara. The fairy's eyes softened, and she accepted the gift with grace. "Your offering is a reflection of your heart," Amara said. "The spring shall reveal itself to you." With a wave of her wand, Amara revealed a hidden passage leading to the spring. The waters flowed abundantly, and Lila knew that this was the key to saving her village. She filled her canteen with the magical water and thanked Amara for her help. Returning to her village, Lila shared the water with her people. The magical spring's waters were poured into the parched fields, and soon, the crops began to flourish. The once dry land became lush and green, and the village celebrated the return of prosperity. The villagers marveled at the miracle and praised Lila for her bravery and determination. Though she never sought recognition, Lila's selflessness and courage became a beacon of hope for everyone. The village thrived, and the story of Lila's quest and the Whispering Tree became a cherished legend. In time, Eldergrove continued to thrive under the care of the Whispering Tree, and its magic remained a source of wonder and inspiration. Lila's tale was passed down through generations, a reminder of the power of kindness, courage, and the belief that even the smallest act of love could bring about the greatest change. And so, the enchanted forest and the village lived in harmony, their lives intertwined by the magic of the Whispering Tree and the heart of a brave young girl who dared to dream of a better world. The end. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between misty hills and ancient forests, there was a place known as Willowbrook. The village was famous for its beautiful willow trees that lined the sparkling river running through it. Each willow was said to be enchanted, whispering secrets to those who listened closely. In this peaceful village lived a kind-hearted girl named Lila. Lila had a special connection with the willows. She could often be seen talking to them, sharing her thoughts and dreams. The villagers admired her for her gentle nature and her ability to find joy in the simplest things. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the first stars began to twinkle in the sky, Lila noticed something unusual. The usually bright and twinkling night sky seemed dim, as if a single star was missing. She felt a strange tug in her heart, as though the missing star was calling to her. That night, Lila had a dream of a shimmering figure with wings made of stardust. The figure spoke softly. "The star of harmony has fallen from the sky and lies hidden in the enchanted grove. Only one with a pure heart can restore it to its rightful place and bring balance to the night." When Lila awoke, she knew she had to find the lost star. She packed a small bag with essentials, some bread, cheese, and a lantern, and set off toward the enchanted grove, a mysterious forest at the edge of Willowbrook that was said to be filled with magic. As Lila entered the enchanted grove, the trees seemed to glow faintly in the moonlight, and the air was filled with the gentle hum of magic. The path ahead was lined with delicate, glowing flowers that seemed to light the way. Her first challenge came when she reached a sparkling stream with stepping stones that floated across it. The stones moved and shifted, making it difficult to cross. Suddenly, a mischievous water sprite appeared, dancing on the water's surface. "To cross the stream, you must answer my riddle," the sprite said with a giggle. "What gets wetter as it dries?" Lila thought for a moment and then replied, "A towel." The sprite clapped its hands in delight. "Well done. You may pass." The stones settled into place, and Lila carefully crossed the stream, her heart filled with determination. Beyond the stream, Lila came upon a large, twisted tree with a door set into its trunk. The door was locked with a large, ornate keyhole, but no key in sight. Above the door, a sign read, "Only those who show kindness can enter." Lila noticed a small, injured bird on the ground near the tree. Gently, she picked up the bird and tended to its wound with a piece of cloth from her bag. After a few moments, the bird chirped gratefully and flew away. As the bird flew off, the tree's door creaked open slowly, revealing a winding staircase leading down into the earth. Lila took a deep breath and descended the stairs. At the bottom of the staircase, she found herself in a magical underground chamber filled with shimmering crystals and glowing mushrooms. In the center of the chamber stood a pedestal with a beautiful star-shaped crystal resting upon it. This was the Star of Harmony. But as Lila approached the pedestal, a gust of wind swept through the chamber, and a shadowy figure emerged. It was a dark sorcerer who had been trying to steal the star's magic for himself. "The Star of Harmony is mine," the sorcerer declared, his eyes glowing with malice. Lila stood firm, her heart pounding but determined. The star belongs in the sky, where it can bring light and balance to the world. You cannot keep it for yourself. The sorcerer laughed. "And what can you do to stop me?" Lila thought quickly. Remembering the kindness she had shown and the magic of the enchanted grove, she decided to use her own pure heart as her strength. She began to sing a gentle, calming song that echoed through the chamber. As she sang, the magical crystals and mushrooms responded, their light growing brighter and weaving together to create a protective shield around the Star of Harmony. The sorcerer, overwhelmed by the pure magic and the beauty of the song, was pushed back by the powerful light. Realizing he was no match for Lila's pure heart and the magic of the grove, the sorcerer fled, vanishing into the shadows. Lila approached the Star of Harmony and gently lifted it from the pedestal. She could feel its warmth and the peaceful energy it radiated. Holding the star close, she made her way back to the surface, following the path of glowing flowers. When she reached the edge of the enchanted grove, Lila looked up at the night sky. The missing star's light was now restored, shining brightly among its celestial companions. The sky was filled with the star's harmonious glow, bringing balance and beauty to the night. The villagers of Willowbrook were overjoyed and they saw the restored star in the sky. They celebrated Lila's bravery and kindness, and the tale of the lost star became a cherished legend in the village. Lila's adventure taught everyone that true magic and harmony come from within and that acts of kindness and courage can overcome even the darkest challenges. And so, Willowbrook continued to thrive under the light of the Star of Harmony, a reminder of the power of a pure heart and the importance of bringing light and balance into the world. The end. Once upon a time, in a quiet kingdom surrounded by rolling hills and lush meadows, there was an ancient forest known as the Enchanted Forest. This forest was not only a place of beauty but also of great magic. It was said that deep within the forest lay a hidden treasure known as the Heart of Harmony, a crystal that could bring peace and balance to all who possessed it. In the nearby village lived a young boy named Finn. Finn was known for his adventurous spirit and kind heart. He loved exploring the forests and meadows around his home, always dreaming of discovering something magical. One day, Finn heard a rumor from the village storyteller about the Heart of Harmony and its incredible powers. Intrigued, Finn decided to embark on a quest to find it and bring peace to his village, which had recently been troubled by disputes and disagreements. As the sun set and the full moon rose high in the sky, Finn set off toward the enchanted forest. The forest was shrouded in moonlight, casting an ethereal glow over the path ahead. Armed with a small satchel of supplies and a lantern, Finn stepped through the ancient trees, which seemed to whisper secrets in the night breeze. The forest was alive with magical creatures. Glowing fireflies flitted about, and the soft rustle of leaves accompanied Finn's every step. Soon, he encountered his first challenge, a mischievous sprite named Puck, who guarded a bridge over a sparkling brook. "Halt, traveler!" Puck called out, blocking Finn's way. "To cross the bridge, you must answer my riddle." Finn nodded eagerly, ready for the challenge. "What has keys but can't open locks, and has a voice but can't speak?" Puck asked with a twinkle in his eye. Finn thought for a moment, then smiled. "A piano." Puck clapped his tiny hands in delight. "Well done, young adventurer. You may pass." With that, Puck danced across the bridge, leaving a trail of sparkling dust behind him. As Finn continued deeper into the forest, he came upon a dense thicket filled with thorny vines. The vines seemed to writhe and twist, forming a maze that blocked his way. Finn carefully made his way through, using his lantern to light the path and his keen sense of direction to avoid getting lost. After much effort, he emerged on the other side, tired but determined. In the heart of the forest, Finn found himself in a beautiful glade bathed in moonlight. At the center of the glade was a grand, ancient tree with branches that seemed to touch the stars. Hanging from its branches was a crystal orb that glowed with a soft, harmonious light. This was the Heart of Harmony. However, before Finn could reach it, a deep, rumbling voice echoed through the glade. "Who dares to seek the Heart of Harmony?" From the shadows emerged a majestic, wise old owl named Orion. Orion's eyes were sharp and knowing, and his feathers glistened with the moonlight. "I am Finn from the village," he said bravely. "I seek the Heart of Harmony to bring peace to my home." Orion studied Finn for a moment, then said, "To claim the heart, you must prove that you truly understand the value of harmony and peace. You must perform 3 tasks to show your worth." Finn agreed, eager to prove himself. Orion led him to the first task, a small, tranquil pond where 2 swans were quarreling over a single fish. "Your task," Orion explained, "is to help the swans find a solution without causing harm." Finn approached the swans and spoke kindly to them. "There is enough food for both of you. Perhaps you could share this fish and find a way to cooperate?" The swans, moved by Finn's words, agreed to share the fish and even found that they enjoyed each other's company. Finn had successfully completed the first task. The second task was a little more challenging. Orion took Finn to a meadow where a group of animals were arguing over the best place to build their homes. "You must help them reach an agreement," Orion said. Finn thought carefully and suggested, "Why don't you build your homes in different parts of the meadow, each in a place that suits your needs? That way, everyone will have a suitable home and can live in harmony." The animals agreed to Finn's suggestion, and the meadow became a peaceful place where all creatures lived together in harmony. For the final task, Orion led Finn to a dark cave where a frightened creature was hiding. The creature was a small, trembling dragon who had been lost and alone. Help this dragon feel safe and find its way home, Orion instructed. Finn approached the dragon gently. You're not alone. I'll help you find your way home. He offered the dragon a comforting smile and used his lantern to light the dark path. With Finn's help, the dragon found its way back to its family, who were overjoyed to see it. The dragon thanked Finn with a warm nuzzle and a promise of friendship. Having completed all 3 tasks, Finn returned to the glade with the Heart of Harmony. Orion greeted him with a nod of approval. You have shown great understanding of peace and harmony. The Heart of Harmony is yours. Finn took the crystal orb gently and felt its warm, soothing energy. He thanked Orion and made his way back to the village, where he was greeted as a hero. With the Heart of Harmony placed in the center of the village, its magical light spread peace and balance throughout the community. Disputes faded, and the villagers learned to live together with greater understanding and kindness. Finn's adventure became a cherished tale in the village, a reminder of the importance of harmony and the power of a kind heart. And as for Finn, he continued to explore and help others, knowing that the true heart of harmony lay not just in magical objects, but in the compassion and understanding shared among people. And so, the village thrived in peace and harmony, forever grateful to the brave young boy who had brought the Heart of Harmony into their lives. The end. Bande de Noi. Once upon a time, in a serene valley where wildflowers danced in the breeze and crystal streams sang their melodies, lay a hidden kingdom called Luminera. This kingdom was veiled by a spell that made it invisible to the outside world, and its beauty could only be seen by those who possessed a special charm. This charm was a rare flower known as the moonflower, which bloomed only once every 100 years under the light of a full moon. In a nearby village named Willowdale, there lived a kind-hearted and adventurous girl named Elara. She had always been enchanted by the tales of Luminera that her grandmother told her. According to legend, the moonflower was the key to finding the hidden kingdom and restoring its magic. One evening, while exploring the forest, Elara stumbled upon a glowing, silvery flower nestled among the ferns. It was the moonflower, its petals shimmering like the moonlight. Elara carefully picked the flower, feeling a surge of excitement. She knew that this was her chance to uncover the secrets of Luminera. As the full moon rose high in the night sky, Elara followed the light of the moonflower through the forest. The flower guided her to a majestic, ancient oak tree with a door carved into its trunk. With a deep breath, Elara inserted the moonflower into a slot beside the door. The door creaked open, revealing a hidden passageway bathed in soft, magical light. Elara stepped through the door and found herself in Luminera, a kingdom of breathtaking beauty. The streets were lined with luminescent flowers, and the buildings sparkled like gemstones. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blossoms and the gentle hum of enchantment. Yet, despite its beauty, Luminera seemed to be in a state of slumber, its magic dormant and its inhabitants frozen in time. At the heart of the kingdom stood a grand palace, its spires reaching towards the stars. Elara approached the palace, her heart full of wonder. As she entered, she was greeted by a regal figure, a queen with a crown of moonlight and eyes that shone with ancient wisdom. The queen introduced herself as Queen Seraphina. "Welcome, brave Elara," Queen Seraphina said with a voice like a lullaby. "You have found our kingdom and awakened its magic with the moonflower. However, to restore Luminera to its full glory, you must complete 3 tasks. Each task will test your heart and spirit." Elara nodded, ready for the challenge. "What must I do?" Task 1, the Whispering Forest. Queen Seraphina led Elara to a lush forest where the trees were silent and still. The forest's magic had been lost, and the trees had stopped speaking their ancient songs. Elara discovered that the trees could be awakened by sharing stories of courage and kindness. She spent hours recounting tales of bravery and compassion, and gradually, the trees began to rustle and whisper once more, their leaves glowing with renewed life. Task 2, the Enchanted Fountain. The second task took Elara to an ornate fountain that had long run dry. The fountain's waters had been tainted by a spell of sadness. Elara learned that the waters could be cleansed by bringing joy and laughter to the kingdom. She organized a grand celebration in the palace gardens, filled with music, dance, and laughter. As the kingdom rejoiced, the fountain's waters sparkled back to life, cascading with crystal-clear purity. Task 3: The Heart of the Moonstone. For the final task, Elara was taken to the Moonstone Chamber, a hidden grotto beneath the palace where a large, glowing moonstone lay. The moonstone's light had dimmed, and its magic was waning. Elara needed to restore its light by performing a task of pure-heartedness. She discovered that the moonstone could be rekindled by offering a heartfelt gift. Elara took out a locket her grandmother had given her, a token of love and family, and placed it beside the moonstone. The locket's warmth and love revitalized the moonstone, and its light shone brighter than ever. With all tasks completed, the magic of Luminara was fully restored. The kingdom awakened from its slumber. And its inhabitants, who had been frozen in time, began to move and celebrate. Queen Seraphina thanked Elara for her bravery and kindness. "You have brought our kingdom back to life and restored its magic," the queen said. "As a token of our gratitude, we grant you a wish." Elara thought for a moment and then spoke with a gentle smile. "I wish for the magic of Luminara to be shared with my village and the world beyond, so that everyone can experience the wonder and beauty you have shown me." Queen Seraphina nodded, and with a wave of her hand, she granted Elara's wish. The magic of Luminara began to spread, touching the hearts of people everywhere. The village of Willowdale flourished with new enchantments, and the beauty of Luminara's magic could be felt in every corner of the world. Elara returned to Willowdale, her heart full of joy and wonder. The story of her adventure became a cherished tale in the village, inspiring others to seek out their own magic and to embrace the beauty and kindness that lie within their hearts. And so, the legend of Elara and the Moonflower lived on, a reminder that true magic is found in acts of bravery, kindness, and the desire to share wonder with the world.